Hello and welcome to this week's Oracle card reading for week commencing the 23rd of October. Thanks so much for joining me here today for this week's reading. We'll get straight into our reading and pull 3 cards to symbolise the beginning, the middle and the end of this week to see what messages come up for us from the divine and how we can navigate our lives. So that was a quick spread actually. So the first card that comes up for the beginning of the week is Miracles. What an amazing card to start the week off with, miracles, right? So this week we may actually see some results from the work that we put in. You know, if we've been really manifesting something into our lives by setting our intentions but then also taking action steps, we could see the fruits of our labor showing, and it could almost feel like a miracle. Very often miracles are a result of things that we have put in place ourselves, but other times miracles can really be an outside influence that just comes in and surprises us. But if we trace things back, there is usually kind of like a breadcrumb trail of how that began, and so we could really see some amazing things happen for us at the start of the week. So miracles, there's a little picture of a baby in this card as well, so it could be some happy news about the birth of a child or a pregnancy, so we can bear that in mind. But it could also be more of a metaphorical thing, like, you know, a new birth, a new way of life, a new beginning. And so that's really positive for us to start off this week with. Miracles, amazing. So the card that comes up in the middle of the week is meditation. So we may be asked to just spend some quiet time in reflection this week. Also in meditation, a lot of the times we can receive great insights when we meditate. Now, there's a lot of to and fro about what meditation really is. Some people do guided meditations. In fact, I have guided meditations on this channel. And some people would argue, but that's not meditation, because meditation is supposed to clear your mind. Meditation is really getting into a trance-like state where we are open to receiving insights about ourselves and about the world. That is how I personally view meditation. And whether we do that through a guided meditation, whether we do that listening to music, whether we do that just by sitting in that quiet silence, or we get a Reiki healing treatment or another modality, it can happen in any number of ways, but it really is about allowing our minds to just be open like a funnel so that we can receive new perspectives. If we have an issue that's troubling us, or we have an issue that we need some guidance on, then just clearing away all of that mental chatter can help us to really focus upon that. If we struggle to meditate, so a lot of us, when we try to meditate, it's difficult because we have that mental chatter and we start to think, you know, some of us might think, did I turn the oven off, or did I lock the door? Or, you know, our minds can do weird and wonderful things to distract us from what we're trying to focus on. If that happens when we're trying to meditate, instead of trying to push that to the back of our minds, just view it. Just allow yourself to observe that thought. So if you are sitting in a relaxed place, or you're lying down and you have a thought, did I lock the door? Just allow yourself to observe that thought for as long as it takes until it goes away. Because with meditation, if we try and just say to ourselves, oh, well, I need to forget about that and focus on something else, it can be really difficult to get into the state we need to get into. And this is why meditation can take a little bit of time. So if we're struggling, we have that mental chatter, we just observe the thought, do some breathing until it passes, and it will pass. It's a little bit of the trick the ego plays to try and keep us from getting into that state of mind. But so there's a little tip if we're struggling with meditation. And then at the end of the week, wow, we have the card Abundance. This is a fabulous week. So we've got miracles at the start of the week, then we're meditating with ourselves in the middle of the week, and then we have abundance coming in at the end of the week. This could mean an abundance of money, if that's something you've been asking for, but it could also mean an abundance of love, an abundance of friendship, an abundance of security, abundance in all of its wonderful forms. Perhaps we're feeling really strong, perhaps we're feeling really empowered, perhaps we're feeling really grateful that we're surrounded by people that get us and we get them. Perhaps we start to really treasure and honor romantic relationships, or perhaps we're open to having a romantic relationship. So at the end of the week, it's about receiving, really, allowing ourselves to receive all the abundance the world has to offer and enjoying it, and not feeling guilty about having fun, and not feeling guilty about loving life. There are things in the world that are going on that we need to change collectively, we do, but we also need to find those moments of joy and happiness and revel in them, because that really gives us a boost, and that really helps us to feel a lot more in love with life. So it does look like a really positive week this week. Miracles, meditation, and abundance. How awesome is that for us? So I hope that you have enjoyed this week's reading. Thanks so much for joining me this week. And until we speak again next week, I'm sending you so much love, happiness, joy, and abundance for the end of the week. Lots of love, Alyssa.